In this video, we're going to learn how to import a DXF pattern file and prepare it for use in vStitcher. Before we start, one tip. Adding an extra 10" by 10" square pattern piece to our DXF file as a reference can help us to quickly determine some of the import option settings. To begin, we're going to import a DXF file. Note that vStitcher supports DXF, AAMA, and ASTM file formats. If your DXF file has a separate rule table, a second pop-up window will appear. The second window is searching for a rule table file, .rul. If a rule file does not exist for a style, proceed by selecting Cancel. This cancels the search for the rule table only. Note, if a rule file lives in the same folder as the DXF with the same name, our software will automatically import the rule file with the DXF. If we look at the 2D window, we see a total measurement of our 2D workspace along the length and width of the visible workspace. We can also see a bounding box around each piece with a measurement. Before we can fully import the file, we need to review the Import Option dialog box. Let's take a closer look at the available settings. Under Size and Rotation, there are 3 settings: Shape Rotation, DXF Units, Size Multiplier. For shape rotation, we should only need to change the setting if the piece direction makes it difficult to see the measurements. We recommend to always select Preview after changing a setting to review the effect. For DXF units, we only need to change the setting if the indicated measurement for the pattern pieces in the 2D window look incorrect. We normally leave the setting in centimeters as long as the values and size of the patterns look correct in the 2D window. Note that the unit of measurement used in the 2D window is set by our own preferences. In other words, if our preferences are set to inches, a measurement of 20 means 20 inches. Size multiplier determines the scale of the pieces. We only need to change the setting if adjusting the DXF units previously didn't give the result we want. For example, if the pieces are displayed too small, we can choose the ×10 or ×100 size multiplier to increase the scale of the pieces. If the measurements in our 2D window are accurate, we can move on to Points Optimization. These settings determine how points are displayed. Because every software creating a DXF file has its own peculiarities, we may need to experiment to find the best setting. If selected, Detect Corner Points means the software tries to detect which points are corner points and to display them as such. If Import DXF Turn Points is selected, vStitcher displays the turn points as corner points. Note, if importing a DXF file created in Gerber AccuMark, you may find it best to disable this setting. Perform Curve Optimization removes any unnecessary intermediate points along curved lines. Let's assume we are happy with the default settings and move on to the last section, Grading. Nest allows us to preview the graded nest in the 2D window. Align Grade by Grain Line ensures the pattern pieces are aligned by their grain line direction. If available for selection, Auto-Grade Ungraded Internal Elements automatically grades internal elements. Once we are happy with the settings, we click OK and the file is imported. Note, the system remembers the last settings we used in the dialog box, so we don't need to remember them if we are importing several files from the same source software. In this video, we've shown how to import a DXF file. For more information, check out the Browser Help Center.